You're looking at NeverDead, which is probably one of the most unique third-person shooters you'll come across since you play an Immortal. NeverDead isn't a mystical plane or a magical island, but it refers to the fact that your character never dies. In the game you play a character named Bryce Boltzmann, who's hundreds of years old and happens to be a demon hunter. Despite the game's adult nature, the characters in the game attempt to come across as witty, but for the most part they fail.
So, where's your new partner?
Tough break. He was hit by a stray knife I threw. Purely unintentional, you know.
You killed another partner?
Another major character in the game is your sidekick, Arcadia Maximiel, and the two of you go off on a quest to save the city from demons. The story behind the game is pretty dry, and sadly it isn't saved by the rest of the experience.
Make yourself at home.
Wow, this place needs a makeover. It's literally a no man's land.
With all the good ones taken.
But I thought you and Bryce were...
Hell no! No. I only date guys from the same century.
Hey, I was considered pretty handsome when I was...
The first couple of hours look promising, and you go through a brief tutorial that introduces you to the game's main features. NeverDead manages to be both disgusting and ingenious, as you can pull off your limbs and grow them back.
He shoots!
You can pull off your head and roll it down air vents, and when you reach the other end you can grow back your body. Being immortal makes Bryce a force to be reckoned with, and on top of that he can dual wield weapons such as pistols and machine guns. The arsenal in the game isn't huge, but it does include a shotgun, and you even get a rocket launcher, but it seems a bit underpowered. If you want to deal with enemies quickly, you can take out your sword and split them clean in two. Many of the objects in the game's environment are destructible, and in theory you can use them to crush enemies. It's more likely that you'll destroy objects in the game by accident, and if you manage to crush enemies, it will be down to sheer luck. You can collect items and kill enemies to gain experience points, and you can spend them on upgrades for Bryce. One upgrade lets you turn your limbs into bombs, and another allows you to charge up your blade attack. The amount of upgrades is commendable, but the lack of upgrade slots means you probably won't see the majority of them. It would be pretty boring if your character was invincible, so to solve the problem, a little critter is introduced early on in the game. If your head comes off, this nuisance might suck it up, and you'll play a minigame from inside the creature's belly. Killing the creature gives you no experience points, and another instantly appears in its place, but you'll still have the urge. You may think things sound pretty good so far, but after the first quarter of the game it takes a turn for the worse. It's not a good thing having to pan the creative work that's clearly gone into NeverDead, but it ultimately delivers an irritating experience. As the game's intensity ramps up, you'll regularly experience decapitation, and collecting your limbs becomes tedious. After collecting your limbs, you'll probably be completely decapitated again within seconds, ramping up your annoyance. Boss fights should get harder as the game progresses, but NeverDead goes over the top in a negative way. The last few boss fights become glorified limb collecting sessions that will likely have you cursing at your screen. During one boss encounter, your environment rotates and it's filled with hazards that will sever your limbs on contact. During the encounter, the controls randomize, and the whole experience, on top of collecting your limbs, is far from enjoyable. With perseverance, you'll beat NeverDead on normal difficulty, but you'll probably find it more of a chore than a piece of entertainment. The single player experience provides most of the bang for your buck when it comes to the PlayStation, as there's not much happening online. The lobbies have little activity, but if you're lucky and find other players, you can play one of 13 multiplayer challenges. In one challenge, you'll have to cross checkpoints before opposing players, and in another, you can cooperate to take on waves of demons. If you think my reviews are any good, please don't forget to subscribe, as you'll be helping me out in a big way. I'm planning on delivering reviews more frequently, and could use a thumbs up if you've got one to spare.
Wave clear.
There's still more to find out about NeverDead, so be sure to check out theprotagonist.org for the full written review. Although the game has a number of good concepts, they're sadly overshadowed by its frustrating elements.
You picked on the wrong girl! Some of this!